Hey, we are here today with Freddie. Hi, Freddie.
How you doing?
Yeah.
So
Carry
let's
on.
see, like a lot of people in the United States don't understand this. And it's because, they hide the government and these people in power, they hide the truth. You see, when you're born with a birth certificate. That birth certificate is made of bond paper. So when you born, your parents sell you to the government through the birth certificate. Excuse me. Yes, through the birth certificate. Your parents signed you away when you was born to this government. That's why your birth certificate, if you look around the birth certificate, it says bond paper. Because you're a bond. You're not a person to this government. You like a dead entity. You see, how everything comes in your name in capitals. I don't care what it is, on your ID, in the mailbox, your social security card, everything comes in capital. That name that comes in capital, that's not you. That's a dead entity. So what they have to do is they have to make you responsible for that dead entity. That's how they make their money. Because if you look at the numbers, because every birth certificate has numbers on it. If you look at the numbers and you punch it on the under the what's it called? I don't remember the website, but if you go look under the website of the birth certificate and you punch in them numbers, listen, you have property in that name that's not even that you don't even know about, and it goes back for years.
You mean to say we all own houses that we know nothing about?
Yes, no, yes. You listen. Y'all own property that nobody knows about, because you know why? That's the problem. You don't own the name. The government owns the name. That's why. Listen. All right. So when you go to court, right, and the judge says say your name, he has to make you. He has to make you responsible for that name. So now, once you say your name, now you give him the right to charge you whatever charge you have, because you just gave up your rights to the court. Do you get it?
I do. Hopefully everybody else will.
Yes, listen. Everything that we going through has been planned and has been here before we even got here. Before we was even born, all this was planned out already. so 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 listen, like when the police stop you, right? Say you're driving. I'm gonna put an easy example. Say you're driving, right? The first thing they ask you is what's your name, license, and registration. When you give them that license and that registration to the vehicle, and it's called an automobile. You see, that's why they change the names on things, so people won't know. See, because when you traveling, you don't need an ID, because you know why? You're traveling. That's a difference. So when you come out, you tell them that you're driving, you're giving your rights away. You see, that's why. Listen, that's why they start. The so-called shootings on TV. Why is it the news media is the only one that has everything that happens when it happens? Like if something goes wrong, why is not on the internet? The internet is bigger than the news.
A few people are actually wondering whether that's what they're doing. Like when you look at the stories, they only come in like, I only got that from Facebook.
Yes.
I only got that from...
Where did they get that news from? You get it? How come we didn't know that news before they did? People record everything. Listen, there's thousands of cell phones around the world. So when something like this happens, right? Why they just give you bits and pieces of what happened? What happened to the whole video?
Yeah.
They show you what they want you to see.
So you just felt that you had this need to come and talk about these things?
Yeah, because you know what it is? Because slavery is not over. People think slavery is over. It's far from over. Because everybody, listen, everybody in the United States is a slave. Because you know why? The United States doesn't own itself. Um, England, Britain, England owns the United States. If y'all go look at, go look at it, go look it up. The United States doesn't own itself. So how can you be free in a state that doesn't even own itself?
Right.
Yes, this state doesn't own itself. This state is owned by England. You see, another thing is, you see that birth certificate? You know how you sign the birth certificate with with the wet signature, how you sign it with the pen? You can go look for that wet signature birth certificate anywhere. You will never find it. Ever. That's why, listen, that's why they give you copies of everything. Because listen, the collateral is your wet signature. Everything you sign with that wet ink gets sold on Wall Street. Because listen, they need something as collateral, and we're the collateral. We're the ones, that give up our rights to these people without even knowing. We give up everything, and it's, I'm a little older than a lot of people here. I'm 42 years old. Listen, I seen, and it started with the airport, like in the 90s, when they said, oh, we have to start searching people. Listen, that's how it started. When they took the rights away, that they had to start searching people at the airport, that's when they knew they could just start walking all over everybody. Because
Yeah, so I would agree that the things that are happening, they have, like the Second World War was about destroying the buildings and taking the children and other things. There's a list of things get included
yeah,
in one thing.
you see, like people don't know, like man don't know he has more power than anything in this world. But this world has man fearing everything. Like man has more power than the government, than the police, than the CIA, the FBI, than anybody in this world. But people refuse to, you
As
know,
a whole, you mean, as a whole?
yes, as a whole. Like the man has a lot of power over anything. The court system. Listen, you can beat the court system. I don't, but there's it is that everybody's just asleep. Because the court system, the police come knock on your door, and the first thing they want to do is let them in your house. No, you don't have no rights to come in my house. Matter of fact, they don't even have no rights to come on my property. That's the problem, and people just let them come on their property free willing. People have more rights than they know. Listen, when somebody tells me they own something, I tell them, you don't own anything. You know who owns something? That bank owns it. Because as soon as you miss the payment, what they come do? They come take your shit. Excuse my language. They come get it. So nobody owns anything in this world. When you own something, when you buy the dirt that the house is built on, that's when you own something. Why do you think the government buys all the land all over the world? They bought all the land all over the world. Why do you think is that? So you won't have the ability to own anything. Because as long as you don't own anything and they own everything, oh, they happy with that. Because as soon as they see you trying to own something, or you got or an empire that has nothing to do with them, oh, they gotta come and try to run your name through the mud, because they don't want you to have nothing. This world.
So how did you get into all this then, Freddie?
Listen, I like I said, I seen a lot growing up. In the '90s. In the '90s, from now is a lot different. Like in the '90s, it was like the government didn't rule anything in the '90s. Like if the government did something messed up, you seen everybody on the government's behind, trying to get them out of power, like remove them from power permanently. And as time went by, little by little, they started taking over things. Like when they removed God out the school here in the United States, they removed God out that school for a reason. Because listen, if these kids doesn't have anyone they can fall back on, like faith, and like faith, whatever it is, why do you think these kids have no morals or anything? Because they took out because us growing up, we have faith, school automatically is Freemasonry. You born into it from a little kid all the way to adult. It doesn't matter where you live. Listen, when you go to public school, the public school.
Yeah, because the winners write the history, don't they?
Yes, that's right. Listen, public school is full of Freemasonry. Everything they teach you is not about how can you make yourself better. It's how you can make them better. How can you improve their life instead of how can you improve your life?
We're just an experiment.
Yes, that's
They're testing us with all the drugs.
Listen, yes, we like the government's test dummies. Because listen, when they put out drugs, because that's who invented drugs and all these diseases is the government, because they didn't pop out of nowhere. Look at this coronavirus that's happening. It just came out the blue.
On a hangout the other day, I repeated it in another hangout I just had, but basically that person reckons that the stars, it's the cleansing, the stars are doing it.
And that's what I don't get. Listen, where are all these viruses coming from? Because I know it's not coming from us. Like, because the ones who like AIDS, like where AIDS come from, cancer, we didn't start none of this. The first people that said it was the government. Because nobody knew about cancer or AIDS until the government said it on TV or the news said it on TV.
Pretty depressing, isn't it, that every other advert's got some cancer thing, or it's just
Yes, because everything they say, like everything they bring out is depressing. Like, who wants to hear that every day? Who wants to hear on the news like somebody dying all the time? Yeah, so let's get back.
Sorry, people do like to hear it. There's those crime watch programs, they love to hear it. That's the point. They do love to hear it. That's why they keep putting it out.
Yeah, listen, it's like predictive programming. That's why it's called television programming. It's to program your mind for what they want you to believe. Like, because that Super Bowl that just passed, the 49ers and Chiefs. So there was like a little halftime show with these two Latin girls. Listen, I'm Latin, I'm Puerto Rican if y'all don't know. But so that's why I'm speaking about it. There was two Latin girls, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. And I keep telling people, stop worshiping these people, because you know why? Those are not women. Them two men that was dressing in women clothes, those was not women. Those were two men dressed as women. And that's what this government wants you to believe. Hollywood is wicked. Because they trying to kill the man. That's the problem. They're trying to change the man into a woman and the woman into a man. Because everybody has to remember, the reason they doing this, because the devil's a liar. The biggest lie the devil ever made was that he never existed. I'm not religion. I'm not for religion, because religion is what gonna kill this world. Is the religion. Because everybody's a Christian.
You say that, but less people now go to church and everything, don't they? So it's sort of it's going out.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Listen, growing up in the 90s, you couldn't get anyone to say they was a Christian at all for nothing. Everybody was their own religion, Catholic, Christian, Muslim. Everybody had their own. You never could tell anybody that they was Christian. Now in 2020, even the president, even the president's a Christian. Like, everybody you hear the music, these music stars, they Christians all of a sudden. And it's like, no, listen, that's the, how you call it? That's the false testimony. So everybody could listen. Sooner or later, this world's gonna realize there is a devil and there is an antichrist. I don't believe in religion, like I said, but I do believe the creator of this world, and I believe there's a demon in this world. Everything else is how you call it, irrelevant. Because listen, religion was made by man. Catholic, listen, God doesn't want a relationship with you through somebody else. You get it? Like, say I'm the pastor and you want to come to my father, right?
Yes, I must admit I like the Bible is something that I've got a few Bibles and certain
Yeah,
things
yeah.
have happened. They've come from there, but
No,
I
listen,
didn't
listen.
think I needed a Bible to get to God.
No, listen, listen. Because people confuse this religion, you know, and they take it out of context. Listen, there is a creator to this world, to this world. He created the world, and he made us. You know, his children. So since we his children, they made it to believe that God doesn't exist. They made it to believe that God don't exist, so you can follow the world. You know, everything that the world gives you, so everybody can take it and not believe that, you know, there's a creator to this world. But there's a creator to this world. Just like you know, our heavenly Father is real. Oh, the devil's real, because look what's going on in this world. Look at everybody want to be down, but down with what? I don't want to be down. Down. Listen, why everybody want to be down with something?
Do you have people around you that understand what you're talking about, or are you sort of on your own on this one?
No, no. I link up with a few people, people that I know, people that I know, you know, that they not asleep. You know, they believe what I tell them. Yes, because you know, society, like, this world is wicked, like 1,000% wicked. And listen, like I said, in time, you're gonna see that there is a demon to this world. Because you know why? Because that's the demon that everybody's gonna follow. Remember, I'm telling you this. That's the demon. When it's time for that demon to show his face, the whole world's gonna follow him. Not one person, you know, because like they say, he's gonna be like
Is
God.
that why they're testing all these things out through the media to see what
Yeah,
we see and what we
yeah,
don't see?
yeah. To see where everybody lands. I'm gonna put it like that. To see which way you gotta go. It's like a test. You know, test TEST, but the two T's is two different crosses. It's the same cross, and you in the middle. You're in the middle of that. So they testing you to see where you fall, to see how far they can push the lies to you. Because you know, right?
Yeah, but some of us, whatever they did, didn't work because there's a way
All
for
right.
people.
Yes, all right. You see them stars in Hollywood that they put on the floor. You know, for the greatest, for the greatest actor, or whatever it may be. Them stars that they put in Hollywood on that floor is not for people that, you know, there's something wonderful, you know, that them stars on that floor is to see how they can deceive you. They win them stars to see how much they can fool the public.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm completely, I haven't done it for years and years, but
Uh-huh.
someone like Elvis Presley, he's just made for the television. And
Yeah.
Johnny Hara, look, no, what's yeah, Johnny Hara, yeah, he looks just like him, is him?
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about people playing other characters in Hollywood.
Yes,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's been going on for years. Because if you really want to get a little technical, listen, you can go back to the 80s, right? And because there's still videos out there from the 80s of all these groups, and look at some of these females of these groups in the 80s. They're not women. If you look at them, listen, the creator made man and woman, right? How can you tell because listen, I get everybody with this all the time. How can you tell the difference between a man and a woman? Can you tell? Do you?
Sorry, Karen, I couldn't get the button off quick enough.
Can you tell?
Well,
Can you tell?
men
Yes.
just
Remember I
it's
told you. Remember I told you this. The creator of this world created man and woman. How can you tell them apart?
go on then.
Listen, a man's hand and a woman's hands are two different. They different. A man's pointer finger, you know what, the pointer where he points is smaller than his ring finger. And the woman is the opposite. The woman's pointer is bigger than her ring finger. That's how you can tell the difference between a man and a woman. Why? Yes, because why do you think they come up with all this other nonsense with all these transsexuals and things? They're trying to confuse the man, you know, to not be with. They're trying to kill the family, because without a family, you can't. How you call it? You can't populate. See, if they kill the family and they kill the man, the world can't populate no more. You see, because the creator of this world put us here so we can populate amongst us. And then, you know, the enemy came and he removed that.
You think, I don't think we've been here as long as they say we've been here.
No, we have no. I don't think so either. I think they just, you know, said that because we don't know. We can't.
Yeah, we can't.
We can't say we know because we don't. We can't say this world been here for thousands of years. We don't know that because we was not born thousands of years. Listen, for all we know, this world could have been. Listen, not even in the Bible it says when the world was created. All it says the world was created and God created the world. But when was the world created? That's the thing. It doesn't say a year. It doesn't say.
I just had a hangout with somebody that said that when they were looking at the maps, these maps had I-790, and they've turned it into 1790. They've added 1,000 years on by changing this. It was an I, but it's turned into a 1.
Yeah, because they you know, they have the power to do all this. You see, we don't have the power to change nothing at all. At all, nothing. The government has the power to change what they want you to see and what they want you to know. So if they don't want you to see something, oh, you're not going to see it on the news because they're not going to show it to you. So they control what you see and what you don't see. This is why I stopped watching television and started doing my own research on things. Because you know what it is? Black history, like every history is a whole lie. Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything. This country, this world was already here before he even came here.
Yes.
Yes, so what did he discover? If this world was already here, what did he discover? Can you tell me that? He did not discover anything.
Well, do you know what my thing is as well? I've done a video about it. I say the fakers win. They keep faking and faking. They're the winners.
Yeah, that's what it is. They fake everything. Listen, let me tell you another thing. All right, listen, I love everybody. This is not against everybody, anyone. But Black History Month is a lie. Like a complete lie. Listen, if you go look at all these leaders, Black, it doesn't matter where they came from. Listen, they all was in a fraternity. If you go look at these fraternities, who runs these fraternities? The government. So listen, like I told you, listen, we born into this Freemasonry from little. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. Listen, we born into this. If you live in the United States and you have a birth certificate, you're born into slavery. So since we born into slavery, listen, they feed us this since we kids. When we in school, listen, you have to put your hand over your heart to.
Hey, Freddie, it is horrible though, isn't it?
Oh man, yes, it is. Because you know what it is. You know why I feel that people should need to start doing their own research. Like they say George Washington was the first president. George Washington was not the first president of the United States of America. You see, this is why I tell you, they feed you what they want you to know. Actually, George Washington was the first Freemason president of the United States. The first president was Black. And there was 9 other presidents before George Washington. So how is George Washington the first president? You see, they
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And
yes,
they've also
'cause they,
lied about, like, I just think that they've tried to mix up slavery side with the end of the 1800s and put it in the end of the 1700s, and they've messed it all up. And it seems
no,
that everybody was an immigrant over there, and they would, everything was different. It was all different to the way they said. But the black president, the slavery thing all went. There was no slavery there at that
no,
point for a few
because
years.
listen, because at this time, you see, when all these presidents before George Washington came, there was no government. That's why, that's why these people was not slaves. There was no government. When as soon as the government came in, as soon as the government came and snuck in, and started saying we need a president. That was all planned. Because yes, they needed their Freemason president, to be president, so they can move on with their agendas. And like a lot of things from the 90s to now has changed. Like a lot of cereal boxes names, they said now in this year and time, they say it's always been like that, but it's never always been like that at all. Like if you go look at I'm gonna put it for example. If you go look at the Fruit Loop cereal, listen, it always spelled Fruit Loops, like the way you spell a fruit. Now they spelling fruit with two O's. Do you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to dumb down society. That's why they changing everything, because they're trying to make society, they're trying to dumb down these kids, in school and everything. They want to make this the most stupidest generation in the world. Because it's easier, because it's not easy to influence us now because we older. So they're using these kids as the influence, because remember, they didn't have this faith to guide them or anything. We had, at least we know right from wrong. Is that these kids is all over the place because they don't have that stability. They didn't have the stability of of a creator in their life. You see, they believe whatever the news and the TV and the government tells them. That's why we
So
have.
when did all this start for you then, Freddie?
Oh man, listen, I was asleep. I'm telling you, I was asleep just like everybody else. I'm not even lying to you. I was dead asleep. I was blinded, and I was following the wrong path. And then one day, I don't know. One day something hit me, and I was like, because all right, it was. Oh, because listen, you see how here in New York City, this train system is wicked. Like it's the worst. So I remember in the 90s, this same government asked our parents, my parents and everybody else's parents that would live in this time, if they still here, that they needed to tax them, right? So they can fix the train system, so we can get a new train system. Not this same train system that we're using now. They were talking about like a higher, to change the whole train system. So they charged all these people billions of dollars, right? And I sit back and I thought, and I said, wait a minute. If you charge all these people billions of dollars for a train system that you say you was gonna renovate and make a whole lot better, to me, it's the same train system from back in the days, just with more stops and worse than before. You see, there's a lot of things they say that, if you catch on,
They always get our money to do different things, don't they?
that's all they want is your money. They don't care about you. They don't care about anyone in your family. They don't care about anybody. But let me tell you something. How many of these stars that y'all give y'all, everybody gives their money that they don't even have. Listen, they give their money they don't even have to these stars that don't even care about them. They don't care about them, their family, and anything. How many of these stars went to anybody's community and been like, here, to fix it, let's fix up your community, or let me help this person out. They can't say that, because you know what it is, because they only allowed to look out for themselves. That's why if you become a star, listen, they get rid of your family, because they don't want you communicating with anybody if you rich. Because if you rich, if you rich and you become rich, and then you get out of line. Oh, they gotta force accuse you of things just so you can fall back in line. You see, like, I don't know, like the court system. Listen, the court system and the church look the same. If you look at a court, like a courtroom in a Catholic church, they're the same thing. They built the same way. It's just,
What, you think churches are courtrooms, really?
yeah, listen, if you look at a courtroom, right? And then you go look at a Catholic church, is built the same way. The judge sits, the pastor stands. The people sit around him, and what happens in church? The people sit around because that's that judge has your life in his hands. Only if you let him have your life in his hands. Only if you allow him to have your life. Listen, there's ways you can beat the court.
So what about the organs then?
Oh man. Oh, damn. Oh shit. Listen, if they need somebody's organs, I'm sorry to say. Listen, because I'm not afraid of saying anything on here. I'm not afraid of the government. I'm not afraid of no Secret Service or anybody. So I always speak my mind. But listen, if one of these stars need an organ and they can't find a match, oh, they gotta come kill you for your organs. If you a match and you healthy, listen, if you healthy and you a match, they gotta find a way to kill you. I don't care through what means it is. Listen, they could go to the hospital and pay the hospital off without you knowing, and then next thing you know, you have a disease and then you're dead. And then your family out here wondering what happened to you, and it's cause these people have money to do that and get away with it. Because so many people are asleep about these organs being trafficked. And I think this has been going on way before now. I think it's been going on for years, and it's just brought to light now.
It's amazing that it's all coming together now, though, isn't it, about things? Like...
Yeah, because everybody's waking up to the bullshit to the lies this government keeps telling them. Because if you tell somebody one thing over and over and over, and then you don't do it, and then you started doing something else, oh, they're gonna know you lying. So everybody's waking up to the nonsense, that this government, cares about your free will. And listen, no, they don't care about your free will. Listen, they're doing all these shootings because
they're changing things, because we had an election in December, obviously all to do with Brexit and that. And like when I looked at the footage, it's just incredible. Like our Prime Minister looks like a little Monopoly game piece in the middle of the road, and a big reporter and a little tiny Boris. They filmed all this a long time before. So they've already, you know what I mean? So people did vote, but we didn't vote.
Yeah, listen, that's another thing. For everybody that goes out and vote, listen, your vote does not count. It doesn't matter how many times you vote. Your vote doesn't count. These people are elected. They handpicked to become president. And your vote does not count at all for nothing in the world. And that's the way it's always been.
And such a small amount of people that are in power.
Say that again?
Such a small amount of people are actually in power.
Yes, that's what I don't get, right? Listen, you have like a 10% amount of people that's in power, right? You have a society of 2 billion people. Why in the world are you, listen, why in the world, I don't get why in the world are they so afraid of the government?
That's what I worked out. If such a small amount of people are voting, that means, and then half of those that voted didn't vote for the winner, and then you look at the percentage of what they got as the winner, and then you add up, it's like 2/3, nearly 80% of the people have not voted for the person who's in power making all these rules.
Yeah, because that's what it is. You listen, in order to live this American dream, you have to be asleep. why you think all these stars be like, if you dream about it, it can happen. Why you? Because everything they say has to be always. There's always that dream in it.
Sometimes, though, it's a bit much for people to take on board that everything's a lie.
Yeah, because you know what it is. Some people are, like the Matrix. Like, he tells the guys some of these people is not ready to disconnect from the Matrix. They're not ready to. They're not ready to unplug from the lies. Because that's what feeds them is the lies. So since you feed somebody so much lies for years, oh, they're gonna believe them lies. So that's why half of these people in this world believe in this government. Listen, they will never turn their back on this government.
I find it. I'm so sorry for the soldiers and all those people. That's just because they've put their life on the line for something that's not even real.
Yes, because you know what it is. Everybody thinks they're going to war for our freedom. That's what they say, right? That's what they say. Am I correct? That we go to war for our freedom, right? So can you explain to me, how did my freedom, since they're fighting for my freedom, how did my freedom end up in Ukraine or Iran or Egypt? How did my freedom end up all the way over there? I don't live all the way over there. I live right here in the United States of America. I live in New York City. So how did my freedom get all the way to Iran and Jordan and Israel and everywhere else? Because they attack these countries for
Well
what?
put. Well put. I
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. Listen, they attack these countries for what they have. What they can go steal from them.
Or it's part of the game. It's just like they're playing Monopoly, but they're using the boards. Right now,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
saying we're going to war with this country.
Yes, because it's like a game of chess. These people playing a game of
And
chess.
they go, okay, then. So on the news that you've bought, we're going to say this and we're going to say that, and that's the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah, because they like us. Listen, once they do something, they're gonna go through with it. Once they say something, what's gonna happen. So once they said they,
Basically, it's a bit like
yes,
all you're doing is watching EastEnders and Dallas and Dynasty the whole time. That's what you're watching. It's just that it's called the news instead.
yeah, but that's why I don't watch anything on the news. Because
I'm
listen,
just saying. What I'm saying is
no, no,
those
I'm just,
kind of programs.
because you know what it is. They do tell you the truth, but it's only a half truth. What happened to the other half of the truth? Yeah, they tell you they went there and did this, but they didn't tell you the real truth, what they went over there for.
Mm.
You
Well, they're never
understand?
they're never going to tell you the truth, are they?
Listen, they never gonna tell you the truth. It doesn't matter. Listen, they're gonna die with that truth. To till they gotta bury themselves with the truth because they don't want you to know the truth because they want to just keep feeding people, all these lies, and they want that's what it is, control. As long as they control the people, they control everything. You see, if the people start waking up, because if they listen together, we a problem. That's what the government don't want. Listen, together, if everybody was to get together and stand against the government, we'll be a problem. And that's what they don't want. They want everybody separated. Because this way, if
Yeah,
we
fluoride in our toothpaste, etc.
yeah, if we separate it, they can control us. You see? Why you think they got all these YouTubers against each other and they all speaking the truth? They all speaking the truth, but they're against each other. Because that's how this society wants it. They want them all against each other because two heads are better than one. So imagine all these YouTubers get together and start exposing everything together. Listen, the government will have a problem.
What it is to me as well, it's like we've been put in a boot camp and they've just forgotten to tell us that we're in a boot camp.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly what it is. And they just don't want you to know anything that's going
What I
on.
mean is, if you go into the army, the whole point is not they break out of you being an individual because you've got to be part of a team.
Yes,
So
that's what it is. That's right. You have to be part of that team. not your family's team, the team that they assign you to. That's your new family. That's how it goes when you join the military and stuff. They try to, even with the military, they program their minds so this way, you know, because that's why when somebody joins the military and they go through boot camp, don't you know they take all this stuff away from them? They take everything away from them. Like if they have pictures of their families and everything, all that gets taken away until they finish their boot camp. Because they try to, you know what it is, they try to break you in.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, except they're just not telling us that, like, you know, they're calling it democracy, but it's not. It's some kind of communism, but they're calling it democracy.
Yeah. That's what it is, communism. But they, you know, everything is democracy with this government.
Very well put there.
So you know, it's like nobody in this world wants to, how you call it, wants to go against the government no more at all. Like it's like these men get scared of, like, the IRS comes to somebody's house and they're already giving them their money. Listen, taxes is not mandatory. Taxes is voluntarily. If you go read your laws, it says it. Taxes are voluntarily. So why is everybody running, giving their money away to the IRS, running to give their money, their house money to the IRS, when you do this voluntarily only if you want to? They can't force you for you to give them your hard-earned money.
Because they get you as a child and they show you things in a classroom as a child. That's where it happens, as a child in that classroom.
Yeah, because that's the start. That's the how they start programming people, you know, to put this fear in them. Because listen, as long as these people start fear the government, oh, we gotta keep living the way we living. Listen, until people stop buying, you know, houses that they don't own. Because remember, I keep saying, nobody owns anything until they buy the dirt from the floor.
Do you know what I find really weird? On YouTube itself, you can watch hundreds of videos of people clambering over all these empty houses. So they're breaking and entering and all this kind of stuff, and they get promoted.
Yeah,
on YouTube. They're breaking onto someone else's land, and then they're looking around. And some of these houses, they say, "Oh, look, no one's been here." This poor family will come. They'll say that no, they're not poor. They're rich, aren't they? Hey, let's go to that home for 6 months. Oh my God, someone's broken in. Some of these things are owned by people. They're just not there at this moment. Some of them aren't. But it's like they promote all that.
Yeah, because listen, if the government can make money out of it, and if it fills up their pockets, oh, they gotta go with it. Of course, they gotta go with it, because you know what it is? It's making them money. It's making them more money than what they already had. So listen. So say you put something out, right? Like say you invent something. I'm just Karen. I'm gonna just put it for an example. Say you invent something, and something real nice, right? And then you start showing people how nice your invention is. Don't you know the government will come and take that invention from you? You know why? Because it's making you millions of dollars. It's not making them millions. It's making you millions, not them. So they got to come take it from you. And after they come take it from you, they got to throw your ass in jail. Excuse me. They got to throw you in jail on top of it and say you committed some type of fraud because you wasn't licensed to do it. So now you're going to jail, and they have your invention. Yes, this world is messed up. Like it's like wicked. It's like, I don't know.
It's a very beautiful place, but it's ugly. So ugly. I totally agree with you.
All right, listen. The world is beautiful. It's just the people in the world. It's not all. Some of the people.
But it's not the people's fault, is it? It's what they're listening to.
No, it's not. But you know, some people do know. Some people do know what they're doing, and they do know that they lying to other people, and that's wrong. Because once you lie to other people,
I have actually said myself, these ones that are doing it, how do they sleep? Like they must have no souls.
Oh, that's another thing I did, since you're speaking about no soul. Listen, there's a video. I always wanted to say this. What does a person look like without no soul? What does a human form look like without no soul?
What does it look like then without a soul?
All right, listen, there's a video. His name is a video, and this video has been out for a minute. There's an Eminem video. You know who's Eminem, right?
I do.
Okay. He made a video called Not Afraid. So if you look at this video in Not Afraid, right? And as he's passing through all the, listen, first he looks into this car window, right? But once you see him look in the car window, you see he has no eyes. That's what people fail to realize. He has no eyes. And then he starts walking through all these mirrors. He still has no eyes. That's a person with no soul. Why you think a lot of these stars tell you they don't like to look in the mirror? You know why they don't like to look in the mirror? Because they have no soul.
Yeah, also, you know, if you're in touch with yourself, it's a bit weird, but you should be able to stand in a mirror and say, I love you to yourself.
Yes, and these people can't say they love themselves because they don't have no soul to love themselves.
I don't know how I don't get, you know, like there's not more mistakes. Like 1 minute I'm playing Hillary or something, the next minute I'm playing Freddie. I just don't think I could do it. Oh, and there's me as well.
No, but there's some people that can. Just because it's not me and you, there's some people that just don't care, and they can portray, you know, and they can do all the things that we can't do. So
Yeah.
so you know, say like you see how we speak in here. So say like when you put the video up, oh, I know there's gonna be a million of trolls. Cause you know what it is? They don't want the truth to go out. Why? Because listen, I've been on YouTube. I'm gonna say for a little while, not that long, and I've seen all these truth channels just disappear. I'm not even lying, like disappear from one day to the other. If they say something that has to do about the government or the truth or anything, listen, their whole page. They speak about Hollywood, their whole page just disappears because they don't want nobody to know the truth. They want everybody, you know, to keep believing, you know, feeding them these lies, and people's gonna keep buying into it.
Mm.
Yes, because that's what it is. Listen, well, that's what makes money is the lies. The truth ain't making no money. So if they can keep up the lies, they're gonna make billions off people.
It's a multi-layered thing that we're in, and each thing leads to the next thing, leads to the next thing, leads on and
Yeah,
on and on. It's like a
yes, it's like
never-ending pit.
yes, it's like the revolving door when you keep going around and around and around. Yeah, that's what it is. They keep feeding you the same thing, but in a different way. You know, they make something old into something new, and they'll just keep feeding you the same thing until they program it in your mind. So look, all right. So like, why you think when you turn on the radio, there's like the same song on five different stations because they want to program that song in your mind. So, because that's the thing. Why you think kids know these songs more than these school books? Excuse me. They'll learn the song faster than any homework that you give them. Why is that? Or any book that they'll read, they'll remember the words to the song faster than the words in that book.
Yeah, get the children and you're sorted.
Yes, because you know what it is? Before these people put out these songs, they pray over them. And I'm not talking about, you know, a nice prayer that, you know, they pray over over this music. Because everybody has to remember who sat on the right hand side of the Father, the devil, right? So since the devil sat on the right hand of the Father, he knows everything. You know, he knows everything that's about to happen before it happens. The only thing the devil can do is be everywhere at once. That's why he uses people. Since
It seems to me that some people must be caught up in all that stuff with that lot, though.
yeah, but
Because,
they don't.
you know, like I got into the Watts case and that led me on to
Right?
politics, led me into the media. The media, it's all the same. The media, the people, the politics, the cases, it's all the same.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like instead, you know, instead of one hand washing the other like it used to be, it's like everybody's stabbing each other in the back now, and everything's. Listen, everything.
Or
All,
maybe people are just becoming, they don't realise it, but we're just getting more educated, but not their
no,
way,
that's
our
what I'm
own way.
saying. They doing it because they don't know. Now you get it. They don't know. They think if the government tells them to do something, they think it's for the right thing. Now you get it. So since they think you can't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody for what they do. The people you have to blame is these people in power. You can't blame one person for anything they did because you know what it is? They don't know. How you gonna blame somebody that doesn't know?
Yeah, and they don't know that they don't know.
Yes, they don't know that they don't know. So since they don't know, how can you blame that person if he doesn't know? But the people that hired them knows. That's who you have to blame. Like everybody wanna blame everything on somebody else. You can't blame everything on somebody else. If it, you know, you have to look in the mirror first. Because that's what it is. Everybody want to get rich fast. That's what it is. Everybody's trying to make a quick dollar, not knowing that this money is not even money. This money is debt. This dollar bill that you have in your pocket is called debt. Because you know what happened was in 1933, the United States of America filed for bankruptcy. So what's that make that dollar? A debt note. But everybody's killing each other. You know,
They're always talking about millions and trillions, aren't they? I think it makes them feel better. I mean, $50 million a day goes to NASA.
listen, I don't even think that. Listen, since you said, oh, since you saying that,
Imagine what you could do with that money and how you could look after the people. No, they have to tax the people for everything
yeah, because
and get the money for NASA.
that's it. I don't even think. Listen, I don't even think there's real millionaires and billionaires in this world. I think that's just fabricated so people can believe in the dream that you could become a billionaire.
I know. I went to a space center a couple of years ago, and the parents, oh, look at those rockets. Now these weren't all real size. They were rockets, but they were like, or maybe they were real size. To be honest, so they could have been real size. But the
Uh,
parents are going, look at the rockets. What I'm trying to say is they've romanticized it. Us
uh,
parents have romanticized space.
yeah, like all right, like I can't listen. I can't say if I know there's no space. I know that for a fact. I know that. Listen, I know there's no space for a fact because you know how come I know
I'm
there's
actually
no.
wondering whether we can only go 8 miles up.
Now, if you really listen, if you really look at these rockets, listen, it's all over. You can go look on the internet. Look at these rockets that they send into space, right? Keep looking at them because before they turn the camera off the rocket, right? Because remember, the rocket goes straight up to space. If you would look at these rockets turn before they, before they.
Yeah, if you go to NASA and look at any of the pictures of the what do you call
Yes,
them, the time lapse pictures, you
you
will
see
see
them
the rocket
turning.
goes up and you'll see
Yes,
the rocket come down.
yes, it's turning because you know what you know why it can't go straight up because there's a dome over this world. Listen, if you go to it was a thing Hillary said. Hillary Clinton. She says this glass ceiling has 1 billion holes in it. What do you think she was talking about? She was talking about the dome that covers the world. Because you know what it is? They trying to get to space. They can't get to space. That's what they trying to do. That's why they make you believe, there's a space.
We're in space.
Yeah, they're like if you go look at these rockets turn. They don't go straight up. And
NASA are into cognitive engineering.
yeah, because they had listen, all this started in 2000 on that Y2K thing. You know, because when the Y2K started, they had the ability to change everything. They had the ability to change the TV.
Is this when the digital thing happened?
Yes, there
When we
you
were
go.
supposed, we
Yes,
were
yes,
supposed to have gone digital.
yes. When we were supposed, yes, that they said all the lights was gonna go out. You know, we was gonna be in complete darkness. That's when all this started. All this nonsense started from that day forward. Since they said Y2K, the world's gonna end, whatever. Ever since then, I stopped believing in this government. And then I started, you start seeing the deception and the lies and the deceiving. You see them because you can see these people by their fruits. That's why I said all of a sudden, like I said, that's why everybody's claiming they're Christian now. That's why I said, listen, I don't believe in religion no more, because religion is what's gonna kill this world.
Hmm. Can I just say,
Yeah.
Freddie, we've been going for about an hour now,
Okay.
and I think very much that people, about an hour is a good time, but would you come back?
Of course, I would love to.
Hey, okay
Oh,
then.
and another thing, if you get phone calls, listen, I'm saying this publicly. If you get phone calls with a number missing, if you get phone calls from a 000, all zero numbers, that's the person watching you, because you have this YouTube channel, right? The government always have a person watching somebody that's exposing the truth. So I'm letting you know, if you get any calls with a number missing or somebody not saying something, that's the government watching you. Because I get them calls all the time. Listen, they come park their cars up the block from me all the time. Because yes, I do speak on Facebook and about all this, all these lies that the government, the CIA, and everybody else in power, you want to tell, since they
Oh,
want.
thanks for telling me that. Now we've just had the hangout, Freddie.
No, yeah, because I don't like nobody being on the element of surprise. I like everybody to be alert of their surroundings. All these truthers on YouTube, be alert of your surroundings, because everybody has somebody that watches them. Let me tell you something. The CIA is in control of everything. You think I'm lying? I'm not lying. I'm gonna tell you a little story about little Tupac. I don't know if you know who Tupac is. Listen,
I have, yeah.
yes, Tupac is a he's a rapper from the 90s, right? So they ridiculed, they did everything to him, right? They even sacrificed him. That's why I always say, listen, they sacrificed him like he was Jesus. So he has an album cover with him on the cross, crucified. And who else? Who else got crucified? Wasn't it Jesus in the Bible?
Yep,
Yep.
it was.
So listen to this. He's a crisis actor. Many people are not gonna believe this. He's an actor. He get paid to act. So that so-called death that happened, where he got shot up in the car, that was fake. It was all planned. It was all set up. Because you know what it is? He came out with this name called Machiavelli, right? Machiavelli means I still live. So listen, I had this dream.
Yeah, you must have seen me talking to Cam B and stuff. Yeah, did you see
I'm,
that?
no, I'm his friend. I'm subscribed to him too. I watch his videos, but he does something different. He exposes these fake actors for what they not for what they not are. You know,
Athletes, come on, there, athletes.
you know you know, but they're not athletes or actors. You know, they get. I always say they get paid to act. All of them. It doesn't matter who they are. Basketball, football, baseball. They all get paid to act or to play somebody. But the Tupac, the Machiavelli guy, listen, he's gonna. They haven't. They did this all for a reason. So listen, when the end, I'm telling you, I'm gonna say like this: when the end of the world happens, listen, because you know, when the end of the world happens, you know, none of these African Americans is gonna follow any Caucasian man at all for nothing. See, that's the thing. That's why they killed them off, so they can bring them back later as Machiavelli, so he can how you call it, so everybody can follow, you know, so all the African Americans can follow him when the Antichrist come. You see, all this, like that's why I said all this was planned by this government way before. You just have to do a lot of research, like and see, you know, that first of all, Tupac, Machiavelli, Akil, whatever his name is, that's not his real name. I know his last name is Crooks. And that's not even his last name. Listen, all these people that they show you, that's, you know, that's a mega star, they just the gatekeepers. They the gatekeepers of these places.
Just another set of people without souls again.
No. They have souls, but these people, all right, like, you know, like, all right, Puff Daddy, you know, Puff Daddy, he's a gatekeeper. Why you think? All right, why you think everybody a gatekeeper is somebody that's in the head person, right? And then you got all these people that you sign under you, right? How come the guy, you know, how come he has so much money and everybody else he signed under him, they poor, they broke, and they going through issues? Because he's the, you know, he's the gatekeeper of that, like, I'm gonna say, all right, like here in New York City, he's the gatekeeper of New York, of Manhattan, of New York City. You see, like Jay-Z is the gatekeeper of Brooklyn. You see, Snoop Dogg is the gatekeeper of California. You see, they need these people, these gatekeepers in these places. Because as you see, listen, everybody that falls under these people, they lose everything. Their life, they lose their life, their soul, you know, their fam, they lose everything. And then, you know, they'll come on the TV and they'll come talk about it, that they lost everything. Meanwhile, the people they were signed under took all their money. That's the gatekeeper of the, you know, of these rappers and stuff. That's the main guy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yes, listen, everything is set up and planned. It's been planned, like I said, before everybody got here. And it's gonna keep going. Listen, you can't, like they said, they always come on TV and say, you can't stop them. Alone, you cannot stop them. They're not lying. Alone, you can't stop them. Together, we can stop them. Yeah, because listen, one person can't stop a army.
The people themselves are listening. I mean, right now, what is it? You know, there's all this stuff in the. I don't want to
Yes,
say too much. I
you
can't
know,
say very much.
nah, listen, you don't have to say. You don't have
But
to
there's
say.
all this trouble. Well, there's all this trouble somewhere else, and we're supposed to be going over there, and that's what people are listening to.
Yes, because that's what the government tells them. Like, say, you see how they went and then, and all right, I'm gonna put it up for example. You seen how they went and invaded and killed Saddam Hussein in the, you know, back in the days. Listen, they went over there because he had something they wanted. He had something way more valuable
Well,
that
that's what they've told us, isn't it? But I think he's part of the game. I think they're all part of it.
no. Listen. He is. He is. Listen, everybody's is part of this game. But if you don't comply, you know, if you don't comply with the head honcho, you know, like the main guy, oh, they kill you off. Because look, he's dead. Oh, so-called dead. You see, if you don't comply with this government, listen, they gotta go take it. Why you think they go to all these countries, then they go take it? Because they some bullies. Like these countries have nothing to do with the United States. These countries is out there minding their own business, living their own lives, and then the United States of America want to come and stick them.
On the media, that is, but I
Yes,
think they're all part of the same
yes.
game, aren't they?
Because the first people to come out and say it is the media. After the media says it, they're over there attacking them. And I don't think that's right. Because these people these people is living there no matter.
But they also say different things in different places, don't they? Like you could be here and we're hearing this, and you're over there hearing that. They just do what they want as well.
Yeah, because they're all over the place. They never stay in one place at all ever. If you look, the government never stays in one place. They're here, they're all over the map. That's why that's why they go to these countries and they take these.
I see it's big businesses running everything, and then the politics is just the foreman for it.
Yeah, but I think the big business is just for like the drugs, like the prescription pills here and all that. I think that's big business, or big pharmacy, or whatever it's called. And I think you're right. I think the big business is them handling things in these other countries. Yeah, because
Can I say, Freddie, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes now, and
all right.
I just think that everything we're talking about, we've got quite far and quite deep into things here from a minute go.
Yes, I just want you to be safe. Listen, I want you to be safe.
Thanks for saying that now.
I want your family to be safe. I bless all of y'all in the Father's.
Well, if we say goodbye on here, we'll say goodbye off. When I finish.
I know, off the air, I know.
Yeah. Well, it's only a recording, but you know what I mean.
I just want everybody to wake up. Go do your own research. That's the problem. Nobody want to go do their own research. Listen, the birth certificate is a bond. You have a bond in your name. The social security number. You have secret accounts in your name. Just wake up. That's what you need to do. Wake up. Stop believing Hollywood. Hollywood ain't gonna get you nowhere. Stop believing in these stars. These stars have no, how you call it? They don't have no compassion for you. They don't even care about you. All they care about is what you can do for them. And for that, I just want to bless everybody. I want everybody to be blessed. I want all these truth channels to keep exposing the world, keep exposing the evil in this world, and stay blessed.
Oh, thank you, Freddie. I've never met Freddie before, so this was it was new for both of us. But thank you so much, Freddie. Thank you so much, chat room. And bye everybody.
All right, take care.